Hello and welcome, my name is Nilaus and this is episode 131 of our Let's Play campaign of Factorio. This is the season finale of our season 6. Yes, it's sad to say, but it actually is. And I'm going to combine it with the fact that I have now crossed the very first, hopefully not the last, important milestone on YouTube, actually, and that is actually crossing 1,000 subscribers. I am so proud of that achievement. So what I thought I would combine it, the base review along with a review of my YouTube channel and what's going to happen in the future. So with that being said, I'm going to do two things at once, and as you can probably guess, I'll probably not do any of them very well. I'm going to give it a shot, and in order to do that, I'm first going to talk about YouTube while we go through the archaeological layers of this base. This base has grown quite big. And you will see these ones are some of the first ones: engines, science, logistics, those kind of thing. They're very old, very basic components, but they actually do work. Let's just stop this silliness here. That's not supposed to happen. Because I'm actually set it to 5 seconds of idle time here. Now, this base is running itself. You can see it in the lower left-hand corner. All of the clicks that go on is actually the base operating itself and sending materials from location to location. Well, while we just sit back, relax, enjoy the ride, we should talk about the YouTube channel and the YouTube achievement. So this, my channel is, I started about, I don't know, half a year ago, maybe late summer or something. Just starting it, this is season 6, but that at least implies that there were season 1 through 5 that were not really, it did not get a lot of views, and that's perfectly reasonable, perfectly okay. They were not particularly interesting. It was just me monkeying about on figuring out what the hell Factorio was, and then figuring out what the hell a boss mod was, and then so on and so forth. So not particularly compelling gameplay, but I had a few people watching, and they provided some very valuable feedback. Also encouraged me to keep going, keep upgrading, keep getting better. Getting better equipment. I have now bought lots of new equipment for my PC, for my gaming station, like a new microphone, new equalizer, you know, lots of things just to improve the experience overall. I've also gotten a lot more comfortable sitting here chatting with a microphone. So with that being said, I think that I'm very happy with what has happened on the channel. I've gotten some really good feedback. I've had a few videos that got some really good feedback, like my glider, and which was very well received, like actually building a glider to deploy solar panels. It was like a proof of concept. I got inspired by what Nifty had done, and of course I can't do it that extreme as he did, but I can still do something in that regard, and it's been really fascinating. Luckily it was also well received, so it was totally worth it. Also, my season 8 has actually garnered a bit more notice that I had actually anticipated, for better or for worse. I mean, I'm very happy that the developers, they linked it with the note incredible. I was so proud, and that explained I got so many views on that day. It also showed me that I think this channel will consist of two things when it comes to Factorio. It will contain these long campaigns that give some continuity. And sure, I won't have as many views as, let's say, Arumba or Exterminator, and that's fine because they're a lot more professional and a lot more dedicated and experienced and all of that. But I think that it gives some continuity. It shows that the progress, and I've one viewer commented that it was listening to me was more like Radio Factorio, which is well having it running on the iPad, and I really like that concept, Radio Factorio. Love that. So welcome to Radio Factorio. It's great to have this kind of season. You can keep up. You can see we do new design challenges every day, and I've really enjoyed that continuity. But on top of that, I will also be continuing my tutorials. They have been very, very received. I think that my niche will be looking at tutorials that are very complicated. So it's different from the mod spotlight, because this is not a mod spotlight. This is, if you found this mod but can't figure it out, hopefully I can help you. I'm going to look into the advanced autonomous industries with programmable vehicles and buildings. I think that's going to be that is really challenging, and it takes a while for me to get into it. But I think I can help out with some tutorials on that aspect as well. Now, on top of that, I will continue Factorio, maintaining Season 8. I may start streaming. I'd really like to start streaming, but I know that streaming on Twitch means you must have a regular interval, and I'm not quite able to do that. I'd love to hear what the thoughts are and what kind of content we could put on, because I think Season 8 will contain a lot of behind the scenes work, me messing with trying out new designs, so that the parts I put on YouTube will be a bit more clean. I mean, they're not going to be totally polished. I don't want that, but because there has to be some work in progress. It's not just a demo of see what I built. No, it's a matter of let's build this together. But sometimes it may take 5 hours of debugging before you get something, and I'm not going to put 5 hours of debugging and me shouting at red and green wires on YouTube. Definitely not. Anyway, so aside from Factorio content, I will also be diving into Darkest Dungeon. I have one season on Darkest Dungeon. Not garnered a lot of success, but I'm a decent Darkest Dungeon player. It's a game that appeals to me as well. And as the first expansion comes out in May, I will definitely jump into that full force and maintain two seasons of that. One for Darkest Dungeon and one for Factorio. That's my plan. Oh, the logistics network is really busy now, and that's maybe the link, the game telling me to get back to the present, what's going on in front of us. We've now seen a hell of a lot of these city blocks, and I love my city blocks. I mean, they have their weaknesses. Every design has their weaknesses, but they have this uniqueness to it. I mean, you go in through the gate, you look around like, oh, so what are we building here? All right, we're building basic components. We are building what was the other thing? Solder, and that's fine. Then you go to the next one and just say, hey, what are we building here? All right, transistors. This is actually, you can see these are the oldest ones that I have not updated. The fact that they put into separate chests is not efficient and not beneficial. Those big silos, they're really good. Now, that turn we just did there while we're waiting for the autosave, it's something I'm not quite happy with, but I don't think it's that as bad as I think it is. It is not aesthetic, but it is a lot better. It's actually just saying, well, I'm not going to build the roundabouts, because the roundabouts just always jammed, and I have not seen a single jam since I changed to these crosses instead. The disadvantage of the crosses is the fact that it's not possible to do U-turns. This base is very much defined on U-turns, because it's only possible to enter. You can see here, I can only enter from one angle. That means if the poor little train has to basically cross the street, it has to go down to the end of the lane, make a U-turn. It can't. So make another turn and then go back. That's interesting. I'm missing a belt there. Oh well, not a lot has been used in there lately. Synthesis gas, I really like this one. I wish I could spend a bit more time on this one. This is the Fischer-Tropsch process up here. Very, very cool method of getting stuff. Methanol, then we take the synthesis gas that we have in abundance. I mean, whoa, what is it actually missing here? I mean, I'm getting curious. Oh, it has everything, it just can't output it. Then we have some mineral catalyst, very small one, but again, it's no. Yeah, mineral catalysts are being produced. So even though we have a lot of thermal water coming in, I'm only making it into metal catalyst. We have one of the other ones. This is a very nice plastic. This is plastic 3, the third process of plastic, the most efficient one. I mean, it's not really necessary. I have 49,000 in each. So yes, please, I got what I need. Plastic is a big deal and hard to get the first ones running in Angel. But once you get it, it's just really easy. I mean, you have all the stuff you need. This is again one of those, I'm not too keen on those air filtration. They take up so much space. It becomes quite ridiculous. Expert belts, I have not really expanded this. Yeah, sure, I have a bit up here, but that's also it. Don't really need it. I haven't used express belts because in every single instance, my red belt is clearly sufficient to get it. It's never the belts that are constrained. Here, very simple. Very simple base. I like this actually. I like it very much. The fact that it is so simple. Here we have part of the Uranium Power mod, and I think I should mention something about the Uranium Power mod. Uranium Power mod has been instrumental in this season because it has prevented me from just spending too much time on the solar panels, because I could just build this. I like it. I like the core. I like the flavor of it, but I probably won't do it in 15. Here we have one of the other ones. This is maybe even my most beautiful one, the rainbow city block. I like it very much. The color schemes and everything. It's just nice. But again, this is the part where my city block design is really falling short in terms of building all the way to modules level 8. That's a hell of a lot. That's 8 city blocks worth of setting up, of ferrying goods back and forth. It's too much, and it's not particularly fun, and I don't really see the point of having those MK8s even. Lithium chloride. Then we have, I like this one. This is my gold base. It does exactly what it says. I mean, it creates different things. I mean, it creates gold. Comes gold ore in. Why do I not have any? No, it doesn't even get all gold ore in. It just gets the raw iron, the raw angels ore in purified form, and then makes gold. And I like that. I think that's a great way. It has stalled, but it has so much in inventory that it doesn't matter that much. One of the key things that I'm going to build on in the next series is actually making sure that I will be building so that it doesn't jam or run out. Here is also an interesting one. This is methanol for wood. The methanol, I have plenty of methanol, and from the wood as part of the bioprocessing mod. Very efficient, very cool. I like it very much, and I'm definitely going to build that early on next time. It is the fastest path to plastic, because you can do it from wood. You can basically go wood to plastic without even touching the oil at all. I think that's quite neat. So now we're going down to another part of the base. Electronic circuits, lots and lots of well, the wafers are coming in actually. That's a bit surprising. The wafers are coming in. What is it? Integrated electronics. Not really used much. This is also part of the reason, or the part of the reason why, is because I'm not going up to the very highest level of Bob's mod. The reason for that is I did not find it particularly compelling, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it's just more of the same, and a lot of it seems there's too much focus on just making it more complex, right? Like more complex. And then that doesn't add anything. I think Angel has a much better balance in his mod, that it's more complex, but it's for a reason. And it fits together. While Bob's mod is just like, well, now you need these 3 components, and they need this type of material, and then you need that for MK3s and 4s. And it's not as easy. This is ammonia. And I have actually 3 city blocks producing ammonia. I was shocked by how much ammonia is actually being used for the rockets. There are 2 normal ammonia setups. Here we have one of the few locations where I actually use beacons. And not really needed, but I want to make sure that these are producing as fast as possible. They are just not an issue at all. This is the part that would be a lot more complicated if I use this in-game mod from Bob's, but I decided against it. Here is where I produce the rocket fuel, and you can take a look at how little rocket fuel is just trickling in, even with some beacons. But the issue at this is it's not just a matter of adding more beacons, because it's all of the work. Whoa, that was some busy little bees. Here as well, we have, this is a methylamine. This is part of the reason why it's a problem. I have something up here that's not coming through. I don't know what it was, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Monochloramine, also one of my notorious enemies. You can see here it has run out of ammonia. This is the ammonia gas. It has run out, and therefore it got stuck. But it's actually both ammonia and sodium hypochlorite that is in short supply. So yeah, this is where we have our ammonia gas. How much do we have? We have 800, and I need it all the way up. The reason why I don't have it, I guess that's because of the catalysts. Interesting. So the catalysts seem to have jammed. This one is very, very simple, just making tons and tons of splitting the air into nitrogen and oxygen, just for whatever reason. Oxygen is surprisingly not used very much. Here we have sodium hypochlorite, one of the annoying parts in the process towards the hydrazine and subsequently the rocket fuel. It's quite obnoxious to build all of that. I think it's maybe a bit overboard, but I also know that it's one reason why I'm changing it. The new mod is actually right. What am I saying? The new version of Angel's mod has a different recipe. I think that might be the reason there. I think there was a problem with the iron, so the iron is no longer going into the red catalysts, and because of the red catalyst, a lot of other things stop. But that's, I mean, now we're gonna cross it again. I think we can see it here. That one is empty. See, clicked on something that was empty. Now we're gonna go over to the uranium power. Uranium power comes here. This is creating ammonia and also the nitric acid. What is it? Nitric acid, 20,000 concentrate nitric acid. It is big, very big. Requires a lot of effort, and everything needs this concentrated nitric acid. And this is just a huge mess. I had no idea how complex this would be, but I like it. I think it was fun building it. It has a lot of this vitrified waste, not very good. It's highly toxic. But as long as it's just in that box, who cares? Here is basically a production of oxygen, hydrogen, but most importantly, both slag and stone. That is what we are going to build here. Build lots and lots of slag and stone, because that's going to be used for everywhere, like concrete and stone. What's it called? Yeah, stone bricks. Here, this is supposed to be my nuclear power plant. You can see it down here at the nuclear power plant. But in the end, because I had so great access to the seawater, I just put 1 million salination plants that create sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, yes, you can see here, good example. And now we'll get up to the final location, and that will round off. Okay, yeah, first we take a detour for some reason. I should have actually changed the lane. Oh, right, okay, because if I change the lane, I won't be able to get there. Let's jump out of the car. I hope you enjoyed the ride through the factory. We can see here. How much do we have? 322 rocket fuel. That's not very much. It's actually, yeah, it really isn't very much. And let's see if we can request it. Here, let's try and, yeah, if I set this one to a lower number, I think that's a mistake. Minimum size of, oh yeah, then it starts. Crap. That was not what I wanted. Oh well, good thing I wrecked it. So what I just accidentally did was set the minimum size to 1. That means it generates every single thing here that is in supply. It generates input for it. Doesn't matter. This one is a little wire condition that I built. I really like this actually. Let's see if it works. Let's launch the rocket, because that is kind of the whole point of all this. So that will conclude our season 6. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope this also shed some light on my intentions for, hey, that's very loud. You know, standing next to space rockets as they take off is surprisingly loud. What do you know? Let's see how well this goes. I mean, I should require 700 something, and I have about 300, about 600 in total. And that's pretty good. Okay, so I hope this has shed some light on have a look at the factory, how it works. I'll be sharing a lot of the information about it. I will even share a save if anyone should feel so inclined. Remember, it requires, oh, that was good. Remember that it requires, what does it require actually? Yeah, it requires 60 mods of some kind, and they're not actually up-to-date mods. So bear that in mind. It will be difficult to load this, but maybe some of it is possible. Let's launch it. So aside from this, also hope you enjoyed it this season, and will continue watching in season 8. I think that'll be better in every single way. So thank you very much for joining, and I'll see you in some other videos. Leave a comment on what you'd like to see in the future. Cheers, bye.